Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Surviving Mars. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day because I am certainly excited to be back on the Red Planet where things are actually going pretty well. Except for the fact that there are no renegades. If the morale in a dome is too low, renegades will appear. Renegades have reduced work performance and will cause trouble. Security stations can suppress them for a while, but to solve the problem, you have to take steps to increase morale. Well, I've got a few steps that I think we need to take today. I have a few steps that I think are going to be really important for the colony, and those steps are going to involve a couple of things. Number one, I would like to go to this truck just here, the transport, and I want it to pick up all of the machine parts that we have there. And as it's heading down to do that, I'm also gonna come over, let's see, this way, just into this space, and we're gonna build a couple of Moxies. These, of course, being oxygen production. So we're gonna get one there, and there. We're gonna get one there, and there, and there, and there, and we're gonna go for 8 of them, just along that path. They'll obviously need power. They'll obviously need pipes, which is totally fine because we can provide all of that for them. So what we'll do is a pipe there and a pipe there and there and there. And again, just the whole way along, we're going to add these pipes to connect up all of the Moxies. Down through the middle, we're going to have pipes going that way. And unfortunately, the pipes have connected in a bit of a weird way there. So I wonder if I could maybe just cancel that one, and just make those all symmetrical, because I kind of really want them to be. That one's not symmetrical anymore either. That'll do, that's fine. There we go. So that's going to be the pipes that go from the Moxies. We're going to have a pipe going that way. And we're also going to go around these. At least as best we can. So to there, and then straight back. And this is just for the sake of redundancy. This is just to make sure that if these pipes fail, we still have these connected to the oxygen supply. And of course that did that. Okay. Let's put that back to that kind of thing. And go like that. So that right there is going to be good for the oxygen supply. We are going to need oxygen tanks as well. So what we'll do is we'll bring a bunch of oxygen tanks in like this. And across like this as well. And that should be enough to maintain things pretty nicely. Of course, though, power, we do need that. So we'll bring power cables around the outside of all of this so that we don't have too much going up the middle. And there we go. That right there is going to be a new area for oxygen production for the entire colony. This guy's going to come down and is going to grab the machine parts from here. And then what I want to happen there is I want those machine parts to be brought along and dumped off over here. Because these things are going to need repaired soon. They also happen to need new dumping zones. So let's go ahead and say that we'll have dumping zones just the whole way along there, I think. Unfortunately, we couldn't get one there, but that'll be fine. This guy's coming along with machine parts as well, so these things can be fixed up. And of course, there's a meteor shower coming in as well. All right, well, we'll not worry too much about it. These guys can dump stuff. They can also repair things. He's recharging. And over here, we have the pipes going in for the Moxies. Now, the Moxies actually just need metal to be constructed, which is fantastic news. Same with the tanks as well. So that right there will be a good supply of oxygen for the entire colony. And that'll be a beautiful, beautiful thing to have, in my humble opinion. Because obviously, you know, we kind of want people to be able to breathe. And we hadn't actually upgraded the oxygen supply since the beginning, so being able to do that's going to be nice. Now, you guys here need repairs, and you need machine parts to be repaired. So let's maybe have you grab just a couple of machine parts. There we go. And go dump those off up this way so we can keep the wind turbines working. Oh, look at this. Look at this. That's a beautiful sight right there. This thing is hopefully going to fill up nicely. We might have too many oxygen tanks. That is a definite possibility. But we just want to make sure that people, you know, if there happens to be a sandstorm, we want to make sure they can breathe. Because the oxygen, the Moxies don't actually produce during dust storms. Magnetic filtering. Oh, we actually have to upgrade these. And we need polymers to do it. Well, that's interesting. Oh, wow. No, 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 no. Wait, that's not actually the worst thing in the world. Are you all right? You okay there, bud? Yeah, you're fine. This is gonna need fixed with some metal. We don't actually have any metal up here, but that's all right. And these are gonna need... Yeah, they're gonna need some polymer to be upgraded. And unfortunately, we have some polymer down here.
Cable fault reported.
So that's not the worst thing in the world, but I don't know if I want to move it up yet. I don't know if we need to. I think oxygen production is fine at the moment. So what I think we'll do is actually address some of the next issues that we're having, which is number one, the fact that people are unemployed, and number two, I believe there's someone homeless running around in there as well. Right there. So we need a new home. So what we're going to do is we're going to salvage this living quarters right here. Hopefully ASAP. And then we're going to completely remove it. And then we're going to build an apartment building. Because obviously the apartment building is going to house a lot more people. Now that needs to be quite high priority as well. So let's make sure that gets done as quickly as it can. So that we can go ahead and get those people back into their homes. Now you are low on battery. Let's get you charged up a little bit. In fact, go there and charge up. There you go. So that right there should keep those water pumps working really nicely for a while. Although we maybe want to get more dumping sites here. Just looking at it, because it does seem like we could use it. So that'll hopefully do some good stuff for us. This guy here is working fine. Let's just move it back up to there. There we go. So that should work fine. We should have water production going, you know, no problem for a while. This is up and working as well. And I think we'll just keep it as is. So at this point, we just need to deal with the unemployment. That's literally all we need to figure out. So what I think we could do is go to life support and maybe just do a fungal farm. I think we just do a fungal farm right there. We go ahead and get some pipes going out to it. And also a power cable. And that should do some good for us. Now let's see here. We have an anomaly. It's going to be up there. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Let's send the little explorer up to check that out and see what we get. And down here, we can actually go ahead and just scan a few more of those areas. So that'll be perfect. Let's see. How's this going? So this is going to need electronics, metals, and concrete. That's all being shipped down pretty quick. And that should not only give us food every day, but it should get rid of the unemployment that we have at the moment as well. Also worth pointing out, these farms, when they work, give amazing amounts of food. These things here are very close to being harvested. 33 units of soybeans and 30.7 there. So I believe that is more than enough food to keep us going for a while just there. So that does make me pretty happy. Now right here, this fungal farm is about to be done, which means all of the unemployed people will now have jobs. And I do believe these farms all, yep, full shifts. These farms as well, full shifts. The diner, full shifts, and the research lab as well is doing pretty well. So what's our research on overall at the moment? 1,732? Okay, that's not bad. I kind of want it to be higher. I also kind of want to get the low G engineering at some point. But I'm thinking, what if we were to build a dome dedicated to schools and research and new colonists? I'm thinking that could maybe be a thing. So
Anomaly analyzed.
another basic dome, perhaps. You know, one more basic dome. I'm thinking it could totally go there, because that'll already have connections to the pipes and all that stuff. So one more basic dome, unfortunately overlapping a deposit there, so maybe it would go over here instead. And that would open up a couple of deposits for us. If we put it up there, I mean, I think here is probably the best location for it. So let's build that dome. Let's build one more medium dome. And this one is going to be dedicated to... No, cancel that actually. Because if it's dedicated to science, we don't want it near the underground rare metals because we're not going to be mining them. We can put this dome pretty much anywhere and it's fine because it's going to be dedicated to science. So the question becomes, where do we put the dome? And the answer, I think, is honestly like right there. Assuming the drones can get to it without too much issue. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe not that. Maybe not in that spot. What about over here? You know, right in the middle of everything. Because that doesn't seem like a bad spot to me at all. I think we go there. I think that's where that dome goes. And we get that third dome in there. If only I could get it over there somewhere. Or like there. We could totally put it there, but again, I think it's out of the range. So let's just... let's just... I don't know. Maybe we do cover that deposit. No, let's not do that. Let's just build it here. That's a good spot for it. Close to the resources. That'll do. So that's where the dome's going to go. That's going to be quite a high priority thing to do. And that is going to be dedicated, like I said, to thingy. Research, science, schools, etc. Now this guy here doesn't actually have anyone working in it. Which is curious, but also kind of makes sense. I'm wondering if we should maybe get the archaeology. If we should maybe start researching toward the archaeology, because that would give us, one assumes, a bunch of living space inside that one dome. But I don't know. I don't know if that's something we want to do. I don't even know if I can see the archaeology in this list. Is that it? Yeah, 7,000 research. That would take a while. So I think we just leave it for the time being. This thing here is going to be fine. This should actually get constructed relatively quickly. It looks like it's being worked on by drones from the top part as well there, so... Again, should be a relatively quick construction on the third dome there. Oh, that dome's Hoffman 1. Okay, I didn't realize it named the domes. We have Dimmadome, Hoffman 1, and then whatever this is going to be. I'm also realizing that, technically speaking, this factory is within range of that, so I wonder if they will go from dome to work. It'd be nice if they did. Would be really, really nice if they did. Also, you scanned that. Did that give us new research? I don't know if it did. I don't know for sure if it did. I think it might have just given us research points, which is totally fine. Although we probably want to send that thing back to just recharge in case it runs out at any point. And there we go. The dome is being constructed. We have a lot of drones working on it, so that's going super, super quickly right there. And boom, we have a new dome. Now, we do probably want to connect this thing up for the sake of redundancy. So what we'll do, I think, is actually run the cables over like this. And we can also run the pipes over like that as well. So just like that should do the job. And that means, again, we have those lines of redundancy. Now, the dome itself, let's have a little look here. We got moisture farming as well. Excellent news. So we probably want nurseries because we are going to want children in the domes. So a nursery, nursery, maybe that way, and also that way. So 3 nurseries right there should be perfect. Can I get a little park in between them or something like that? Is that a thing we can do? A little tiny garden in there seems nice. Other than nurseries, we are going to want things like probably an infirmary. That'll be one thing. But also things like schools, which needs electronics. That's actually not good. But I think having schools is going to be important. So we'll get a school there. Would be nice to get the Science Institute, but I think we'll just go research lab. In fact, I think we'll try and get 3 research labs here, because that's pretty much going to be like the only job in this dome. And then we can do another little small garden in between all of those. And then what else can we do here? We do need basic services. So something like a grocer, I think, is going to be important. I think maybe, I don't know, what else can we go for here? Maybe we don't need that many research things. Maybe we cancel one of them, and what we could do is put a security station there instead. Or we could do a diner or the infirmary. I think the infirmary could be a good one to have there just for the sake of health. In terms of living space, we probably want to go for a couple of apartment buildings so we can get plenty of people living in there. And then this space over here has the grocer. We have the diner. We could throw something else in there. Let's see if we can figure it out, though. I don't know if I want the security station, although it probably could be useful. So maybe we do want the security station. But then what else do we need in that little space there? We already have a grocer. We could do a park. That is always an option. A playground, perhaps, since we have a couple of nurseries. I think we go for a playground. I think that's what we do, and then we can throw another small garden in between all of those. And that should do the job. Obviously, we're gonna need some electronics. We're gonna need some polymer, a decent amount of concrete, more actually quite a lot of electronics. So we may, and more polymer as well. We may very well want to import some electronics. I think we have a decent amount of polymer lying around, but those electronics are going to be something that we need to import until we can get a factory, which we can't at this point. So we're gonna just have to figure it out. Tell you what we will do though. We'll go and order a passenger rocket. Although we've only got 9 colonists that are going to come over at the moment. So let's see what we can get rid of. We could bring some party animals. We could bring some hippies. That's fine. In terms of flaws, I mean, I don't want to bring lazy people. You guys are going to lose health each day. I don't know if we want that. Alcoholics, gamblers, has a 50% chance to lose 20 sanity when visiting a casino. Okay, so you guys are going to be relatively unhappy if you don't have a casino, but you're going to just have to deal with it, I'm afraid. We need people. Cowards, Double sanity loss from disasters can be caused by sanity breakdowns. Oh, this is getting a bit risky. But that does give us 22, which is as many as we can bring in a rocket, so... I don't know. I don't think we want tourists. I don't think we want tourists. So let's just launch the Enterprise. We'll launch anyway. And we're also going to launch the Voyager as well with electronics on board. So let's bring 30 electronics. We could possibly order some probes. I don't think we need food. We don't need concrete. We don't need metals. We don't need drones. I don't think we need any prefab buildings either. Electronics factory could be useful, I suppose, if we start going that way, because we are getting close to being able to mine the mine those rare metals. It's not that we can't do it, we just aren't doing it right now. We haven't built a dome that way, so we have 2 rockets on the way to Mars. And what? Now we have domes without power. Because all of my batteries are offline. That explains a lot. Ooh. Right, where are you? So you're up there. Can we get you to go and move all of the polymer from there to this space? Because all of my batteries are currently broken, and that is why we're going to have no power. So every bit of polymer that we have needs to be moved. And then what doesn't get used to fix those batteries can come back down this way. But we need to get those online again. And quite desperately as well. So just dump that off wherever. Please just dump it off. Just unload it there. No, serious. Unload it over. For God's sake, unload it there. Can you unload it there, please? Thank you. I think what we're going to have to do here is we're actually going to have to bulldoze the middle storage points for all of this because the rover keeps getting stuck, which is kind of a big deal. We kind of don't want that happening. So all of that's going to go. And that means all of those resources are going to need to be moved. But at least the rover can get into that space now, and at least the batteries can be queued up for repair, which has been done. So we shouldn't have any more power problems. We have a shed load of food. Good Lord. How are these things going? Pretty good. Pretty good. More food line over there as well. We have the nurseries going in. We are low on electronics. That's fine. Let's maybe prioritize the apartments there. So we'll get the apartments done. We can probably grab the polymers. So load up on polymer and then dump the polymer down here.
There are
Earth-sick colonists. That's actually a really bad thing because that means that they're going to leave as soon as we touch a rocket down. So what's up with you? Why are you Earth-sick? No functional resident. You're homeless. How are you homeless? How are you homeless? No available service building for shopping. No available service building for shopping. Had an unprepared meal. I mean, there's a diner. If the diner's doing unprepared meals, that's hardly my fault. That's hardly my fault if the diner's doing unprepared meals, but...
Research complete.
Okay. The good news is we got utility crops there. Let's have a little look and see what that's all about. So cover crops. Very low yield, but increase the soil quality significantly. 40%. Interesting. That's actually very interesting. So what if we were to... What if we were to replace wheat with the cover crops? So it'll be an exceptionally low yield, but it will give a 40% increase to the soybeans. I think that might be a good idea. I think that might be a good idea. We'll try it in that field. We'll try it in this dome. All right, we'll try it over here and see how that goes. Hopefully quite well. Hopefully that'll work out. Now let's see here. Research, we have 2 free spots. I think we want to start going for low G engineering so we can get the medium dome. I think maybe also getting the atomic accumulator could be an idea. So we'll see how that plays out. That apartment building's currently going up. This one over here is hopefully going to get built. I don't know if we have enough polymer.
We have a power shortage.
It looks like we might have enough for it. Although this dome at the moment doesn't have power. Why is that? Are these batteries? I guess the batteries aren't able to put out enough power. That might be it. That might very well be it. I mean, the dome is connected. So I think it might just be a case that the batteries don't put out enough anymore. So what if we were to get a couple more? What if we say, oh, we need more polymer for those as well? Yeesh. It's gonna be a little bit rough getting a couple more batteries in, but well, we're gonna have to do it. Let's see. Let's go for another battery there. And we can do a couple of them down there. Obviously gonna need that polymer. Which is tricky because obviously the polymer factory isn't working, so we're gonna be waiting a little while, but fortunately we actually have electronics and an electronics factory coming in on the Voyager, and then the Enterprise is bringing 22 new passengers. So let's have the Enterprise touchdown there. And we should see both of these come in at exactly the same time, which is going to look really, really neat. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Pretty cool.
Colonists are departing.
So someone is leaving, which is unfortunate. But these guys are all arriving, and a few of you don't have jobs.
Colonists have arrived.
And a few of you not having jobs is not a bad thing. We also have over 100 colonists. So there we go. We should have some security people working. We can get this up and working. We can, that's up and working as well. We have got a research thing going up as well, which is beautiful news. These are, let's see, what traits do we want? So being a nerd will gain a temporary morale boost every time a new technology is researched. Being composed is probably a good one, because it means that your sanity losses are halved. Increased performance boost when at high morale is probably a good one. And you'll lose health, lose less health without food, water, oxygen, or when living in an unpowered dome. There we go. Now let's see here. Let's get this thing working around the clock and set it to be high priority. Because it absolutely is a high priority. Now this right here has got workers, which is fantastic news. It's making polymer every day. This right here has a worker. It's barely making a single thing per day, but that's all right. In fact, where does the guy that works there live? So you live in those apartments. I was really hoping he'd live over here, but that's all right. This also has a worker, which is fine by me. We got 372 research coming out of you. We got 60 coming out of you. And we have power fluctuations everywhere as well. So that is obviously a bit of a concern. That is definitely a bit of a concern. It seems like the batteries still aren't pumping out enough electricity at any one time. So hopefully when we get these new batteries up, we'll be fine. It's just a little unfortunate that right now we have to wait in all this polymer. And right now that polymer is going into the playground there. But at least during the day, you guys, for the most part, have got power. So hopefully that'll work out. And hopefully, you know, you'll actually have kids at some point.
Power shortage.
Hopefully. Anyway, let's look at research at this point. 1,930 per day is not bad. I would like to increase that quite dramatically. But of course, to do that, we need to get both the Voyager and the Enterprise back to Earth and bring more people to Mars, so that might take a little while. Also, why do you not have power during the day? Are we not generating enough power at all anymore? It sure feels like it. You know what? Let's get one of these trucks. Let's get you to grab some metal. Grab as much as you can. And then take that metal up to the northern part of the colony there. Dump it off wherever. And we'll see what we can get fixed up at least. Because those power fluctuations are definitely worrying me. What do we need for more wind turbines? Yeah, more than we have. A couple of large solar panels, though, could totally go in. So I'm thinking maybe we do another row of those. So something a bit like this could totally work. And then a couple more down here as well. In fact, let's just go a pretty substantial distance along with these ones. Sort of like that.
We have a power shortage.
So that should work out. We can go ahead and bring... Oh, we can't actually do that with the power cables. Well, that's a little awkward. Let's just cancel that one then. And bring the cables like this. So that can connect straight down. That can connect straight up to there. And unfortunately, I don't think we can build any redundancy into this line, can we? No. So maybe that one gets deleted as well. Just so we can do this. Which will technically be our line of redundancy. Even though it's probably not as efficient as some of the other ones. But there we go. That'll start generating a bit more power as time goes by. We're obviously going to need some metal for all of that. But that'll be alright. Also, the batteries are completely empty at this point. We have no power for anything. Which means we're running off of reserves. We're running off of reserve oxygen, reserve water. Yeah, that's worrying. That is worrying. Let's get the Voyager out of here so that it doesn't have to see this... The terrible state of the colony currently. And let's also hope that we can get some metal up here. Because we definitely need it. We definitely need to get ourselves machine parts. I totally forgot that they were called machine parts. More Earthsick colonists. More Earthsick colonists. Well, that's bad. That is really bad. Fortunately, though, the biome engineering was researched, so the farms actually make the domes a little bit more comfortable. Unfortunately, it's this one down here has the most Earthsick colonists, and I would like to know why. Service building was full for relaxation. So you guys want shopping. That seems to be the big thing I'm seeing here. You guys want shopping. Okay. Let's see what else we have to research then. So quite a few things up here. Farm automation. Farm, hydroponic farm, and fungal farm decreases the number of workers. 20,000 research to do that. Retirement age and death from old age happen later. Okay, okay. Live long and prosper is the quote on that one. And localized terraforming. New wonder, geoscape dome. A slice of Earth on Mars. This dome has high comfort and increases the sanity of all of its inhabitants and every soul. Okay. So that's kind of a big deal. I kind of want it. Not that I think, I mean, what does it need? A lot. 300 polymers. I don't think we're going to be getting that anytime soon. Let's start looking at some of these other techs then. So that would give me more drones. That would actually give me more production on the wind turbines. That's probably not a bad idea. Also, this place is such a mess right now. I think one of my goals is going to be to move everything to another part of the map at some point. I think that could be really fun as well. Not move everything, but at least have, you know,
Sector scanned. Anomaly.
another part of the map opened up to us.
Are low.
So let's have you go scan that. We're also low on machine parts. This could be going better. But I don't think it's a complete and total disaster yet either. I mean, we have plenty of food,
Cable fault
which is nice. We have malfunctioning cables sort of everywhere. Which, as long as we have metal, we can fix. And it doesn't actually look like we do have metal. So let's have one of my trucks come down and grab a bunch of metal. And then we can ship it up to the top. In fact, let's just fill that truck and then, you know, dump off a full load of metal there. As for the machine parts, I mean, we aren't even making them anymore. I think this thing needs to be a higher priority job than it currently is. I'm definitely thinking that needs to be the case, so that we're at least making, you know, a couple per day. It might also be worth getting a couple of extra shifts on it, just to see if we can
of a power shortage.
fix this whole situation. Because obviously, well, there we go. There's a bunch of people working in it now, so that's fine. A few less people working there, but that's all right. And now that that truck's fully loaded up, we can go ahead and say, let's get up here and drop off a bunch of metal.
There are Earthsick colonists.
More Earthsick colonists, more domes without power. It's that polymer. That's what we need. We need polymer. And I don't even know where the polymer's going anymore.
Shortage.
Is this thing even making? No, it's not. It doesn't have fuel. Well, that explains a lot.
Earthsick.
Let's have you go ahead and just start transporting fuel back and forth. So grab fuel and start bringing it down here so we can start making more polymer.
We have a water shortage.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad.
There are Earthsick colonists.
More Earthsick colonists. So basically, the next time we land a rocket,
Reported. We have
next time we land a rocket, we are gonna have a lot of people potentially leaving. That's not good. That's not good at all. Malfunctioning cable up there and there. And also another anomaly has been found. Way up there. Interesting. Is this one scanned yet? No, it's being scanned. Alright, well hopefully this gives us something good.
Anomaly analyzed.
1,250 research will absolutely do the job. Let's head up this way and see if we can get something similar from that one. Alright. So we have a bunch of metal up this way, which is good. Power generation is back to where it should be. But overnight, things are gonna go bad. That's basically what's happening here, is overnight things go really, really bad. And people get earthsick. Excellent. Just excellent. I'm not really sure what way to go here. Now, you are currently lacking
Cable fault.
resources. You are currently moving the needed resources down here. So hopefully this thing can get up and running pretty quickly. It only makes one per day, though. I think that needs to be a higher priority. Let's see if we can get this thing working around the clock. Although I'm worried that we're going to end up seeing, yeah, no one working in the, what are they not working in? The security thing? Not enough workers. Let's turn off the middle shift. So there we go. Hopefully what we're about to see is people... Yeah, there's a bunch of polymer being made per day now. And no one working the security thing.
We have
So we'll just turn that off for a while, and there we go.
of a power shortage.
Almost all
Earthsick colonists.
Almost all of those wind turbines have stopped working. So let's have this truck come down here, grab those machine parts, and bring them up here. And hopefully what that'll do is at least get some of those wind turbines up and working. Now, you are on low battery. You are also scanning an anomaly. Hopefully that'll do good stuff for us. Yes, it did. It gave us a bunch of research. So let's bring this thing back and get it charged up. I think it's got enough battery to reach about there. And let's just close all of this because we know that we have a major, major problem right now. Now, robotics is actually nearly done, which is good. Very, very good news. And a lot of you are freezing right now as well, so that's nice. That's just excellent. At least you can breathe. At least you've got that going for you. You can breathe. And you're going to drop off the machine parts. Now, there we go. That's gonna fix up a few of the wind turbines. In fact, that's fixed up most of them. So that is at least giving us some power generation. But the problem is, the more people get Earthsick, the fewer people we have actually working. Which is a pretty big deal. Yeah, our research is nowhere near where we need it to be. Oh, more anomalies have been found, huh? Alright. We got two right beside each other. Are you recharged? No, you are not recharging. Okay, well that's fine. Once this thing recharges, we can go down and scan those anomalies as well. Now, you guys are actually complaining about water. And that has me worried. Because these things are working. These things are up and working. So why do you not have the... There we go. So the water problems have been solved. All of the wind turbines are up and working again. The batteries seem to be recharging. And factory AI has been researched. So this thing should be working a bit more efficiently. And you know what? You can probably stop bringing fuel down here. Because this thing's working fine at the moment. We actually have a few polymer just lying around there. Oh, no. Well, this is a problem. This is definitely a problem. As difficult and painful as it is, we must accept that Adina Snyder is dead. As friends, as a community, we express our sadness, we acknowledge our loss, acknowledge the great importance of Adina Snyder's life. Adina Snyder's life has been a journey towards a vision, a journey which brought us all towards the possibility of living on the Red Planet, one small step at a time. Adina Snyder didn't try to make their mark in human history, for there is no room for attempts in success. Adina Snyder knew what the calling of fate was, knew the risks and the opportunities, and made the best of it for the good of us all. What is it that takes a person through all of this is a serious question only we can answer. This is a question whose answer is the spirit of Adina Snyder. And this is a legacy for us. So Adina Snyder has committed suicide, which is a little bit problematic. Little bit problematic there. We might want to increase morale a little bit around here. But for the time being, let's go ahead and get the Enterprise out of here. Let's just get it to leave. We'll bring some people back eventually. Domes without water, really? Do we really just have insufficient water across the board? Or is it just a power issue? I feel like it could just be a power issue. So let's go ahead and have you grab the polymer from there. And then just take it up to the top part of the colony and let's see if we can build some of those extra batteries.
Resources are low.
Yeah, we're low on machine parts, alright, but that's alright. We'll not worry too much. You can go ahead and drop those off. And what do we need for these? 2 polymer each. So we should be able to build those extra batteries without too much trouble. But of course we need to assume that power generation is also where it needs to be. Which I'm not entirely sure it is.
Cable fault reported.
So we'll see what ends up happening. We'll definitely see what ends up happening. Hopefully all the solar panels will give a nice boost to the batteries today. Hopefully, at least. Now looking here, it would be really nice to bring some extra people to Mars. We could definitely do with a few more people working the research places. But I'm also thinking that, I mean, we're close to working towards low G engineering, so much so that I think micro manufacturing I'm going to take out, and I'm going to put it right at the bottom of the list again, because we actually did bring a prefab for micro manufacturing to Mars. So where exactly was micro manufacturing? Because I've completely forgotten. Shuttle speed increased. We don't even have shuttles yet, do we? Do we have shuttles? I actually have no idea. Smart homes could be something to look into. There is the 3D machining for the machine factory, the machine parts factory. I have no idea where micro manufacturing went. How have I lost this? That's not it there. That's factory amplification. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So we'll put that there after low G turbines. And then we can also maybe go for upgrading the extractors. More power is going to be consumed, but that would give us more water production as well. Cheaper probes. Sensor towers no longer require power or maintenance. Let's actually do that. It's quite a cheap one as well. So we'll see how that plays out. It does look like the batteries are gradually charging there, which is good news, but it just looks like, oh wow, so many people in here have issues. You're stressed out and you're earth sick. You're stressed out. You are just earth sick. Service building was full. The relaxation service building was full. That'll be this, right? Dining, social, food. Where do you go to relax? Huh. You know, I'm starting to think that we really... I'm trying to figure out what the right balance is for all of the domes then. And how I can get people to maybe move between them. Because it would be nice if they did that. It'd be nice if I could have like one dome for relaxation, one for comfort, and sort of do things that way. One for residential, and so on and so on. That would be really nice. But I get the feeling that's not really an option. Now let's see here. You have a decent amount of stored power. I guess tonight it's going to be the real test. Do the batteries that we have provide enough power to power everything that we have? We are about to find out. So you are going to go offline any moment. There we go. And no power is being consumed from the batteries. And it seems like they're doing all right. Although the major issue I'm seeing here is that the fungal farms aren't working anymore. Yeah, we really need to bring some more people to Mars. And not only that, we probably also want to get the Earth-sick ones out of here. And I'm also actually coming to realize that this one here doesn't have... I mean, it has a nursery, right? But it doesn't have the means to provide medical care. So I think we get rid of the nursery. And I think instead, we build an infirmary there. So we'll remove that.
Anomaly found.
And we'll get ourselves an infirmary in place of it. So just there. Now let's see. We have anomalies to be scanned. There's 3 of them down here. So let's send the little rover down to have a look at that one. Obviously, that's quite a distance, but hopefully it can make it. We can also go ahead and start scanning across there as well and see how that plays out. But hopefully the addition of an infirmary here will help people out a fair bit, assuming people actually work in it. So let's maybe up the priority of the infirmary a little bit so that people can get at least a little bit of treatment.
Cable fault reported.
Hopefully that'll help them. We have 15 people that are currently Earth sick. That means 15 people that are potentially going to go home, meaning that if we bring a rocket of 22 people, only 7 of them will add on to our total. So we'll only technically have 7 new workers, which isn't good. That's not a good thing. We definitely need a bit more than 7. So I'm not really sure what we're going to be doing here. You are currently working in that building. which is fine. You're a child currently going through the park as well. Now, the park will hopefully do some good things. I'm generally just hoping that people are happy around here. Let's maybe up the priority of the grocer so the people will work there. That has reduced the research going on in that building, but that's fine. As long as people are actually able to get a hot meal in that dome, that's all right. And I think at this point, it might be worth just bringing in 2 more passenger rockets. I think it might be a good idea. I think that might be a good idea. There's 12 colonists that match there. Let's just say we're allowing everyone. Although probably not loners. Loners are one that we don't want. Lazy is probably one that's gonna come back to bite us a little bit. No, loners definitely not. Quirks. We don't really want tourists. You know what? Loners gonna have to, no, because then they're gonna get Earthsick. No, whatever. We're gonna launch. We're gonna launch the Enterprise. And we're gonna launch... Oh, I don't know. I don't know if this is a good idea. I'm not sure this is a good idea at all. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Obviously, and ideally, people would be breeding on Mars and having kids on Mars, which is happening, but not that much. Neo Concrete. Dome concrete costs reduced by 80%. Yeah, we're gonna start working towards that. In fact, let's just take that out of there, take that out of there, do the dome concrete costs. We could do buildings constructing themselves slowly, and then that thing. And we are also very close to the medium dome, so that's not bad. Let's also take the turbines out, because that concrete gonna be really, really useful. 80% less means, you know, 80% down from 150. So I'll definitely take it. And I'm definitely thinking this medium dome, if possible, can go in here. Depending on how big that thing ends up being. But I'm actually really, really excited for the idea of having a medium dome. My only worry really is we have so many Earthsick colonists. It really sucks. I think we just bring more. I think we just bring more colonists. We'll bring some kids. We could bring some seniors. But too old to work. Let's not bother. That's a waste of time. I don't mean, it sounds horrible, but it is. If they're not going to work, then what's the point? I think we're going to have to bring the loners. And we'll launch the Voyager as well. And we'll see how this goes, because this could end up being a disaster. This could very well end up being a terrible idea. But on the flip side, it might give us a bunch of extra research. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.